right, I'm gonna go over basic wrist grips, all the way to shirt wraps, hand on the chest, show, all the way to head. Okay? So, a lot of your jiu-jitsu is useless if you don't know how to deal with basic attacks coming from people, whether they're grabbing your wrist or grabbing your hand. A lot of the stuff is super simple. Okay? For instance, if I decide to grab you just his hand, okay? How are you going to get your hand? Good, close, okay? Wax on, wax off, okay? He grabs my wrist. What you guys want to do, the strongest place you can put that hand is right here, okay? So for you, see how you brought your elbow up and then you did it? Yeah. You don't need to. If you grab my hand, this is where you guys want to go, okay? As that hand comes up, you're going to grab his wrist right here, okay? If you can grab his fingers, okay? And then you guys can go to 2-on-1 or whatever you want, okay? If they grab the wrist, okay, you can literally just back up and do a wax off, or you guys can come under, hold the wrist to your hand, put it up in the air, and then just transfer. You guys got that? Option 2, okay? Can't go this way, you come up, and you get your elbow up, and you drive your hand into his arm, okay? Or, okay, you just come up and you drive his hand and you step back. So whether you're stepping back or step forward to make contact or break it, this was a jiu-jitsu fight, we go here. Okay. If it's street fight and I can't go this way or I can't walk this way, boom, here. You guys got it? All right, on 3. 1, 2. Pair up on your own. Okay, that's your wax off, wax off. Just remember, it's always bringing your elbow in and your hand in front of your face is going to be the strongest. Okay. Now, he's got other options. They're not always just going to grab here. Okay. Sometimes they'll cross grip. If they cross grip, because a lot of people just naturally go right hand on right hand, this one's fun too. All you guys are going to do is going to be about the same motion as trap the hand. This hand is going to come up and you're just going to come right in. Okay. So this is still, look where my hand goes, still coming here. Okay. So he cross grips. I like trap his hand. Okay. Put your hand over the top. Okay. And you guys can so he cross grips. Anchor his hand. Okay. You want to parry and get to the outside of his elbow before he can do it to you. And then from here, whatever you want, grappling. Okay. So let's do the cross grip, and then we'll go on to when he puts his hands here, when he grabs here, and when he gets all ready. You guys got it? On 3. 1, 2. He just decides to put his hands on my chest. And I don't like that. Okay. So if someone does this, okay, whether they leave it or they do it a couple times, push. Okay. Yeah. And if it's an open hand, trap it. Do the other side. Okay. Trap the hand. My elbow stays in, and I put a shelf on his elbow. Okay. I'm going to lean my head to the outside while, yeah, you like that, don't you? Okay. While I hold his elbow up. And these are going to be your reactions. You're either going to tap or see how he starts to round. If we go here and he steps around, you got that on film, right? Oh yeah. Okay. So look, if you see, I'm like, hey, if the hand comes again, 1, 2. Okay. Don't blade your body. My chest needs to be able to drive his fingers over his elbow. Okay, down to the side. He'll either tap or you guys come in. Arm up. So it's just here. 1. A lot of times this will happen. You'll fuck up and you'll push the elbow to the outside. That's okay. Switch. Step in. Arm up. Didn't curl him. It's your own fault. On 3. 1, 2. Right off the bat. Requires some practice. Okay. And in reality, hands start here and then they grab stuff. Okay. So he just grabs, right? I'm like, okay, hands are still up because you don't want to get punched by that hand, right? So this is still here. Okay. This hand anchors these 3 fingers on the inside of his thumb. Okay, and this is important. This is what most people do. You get here and they start trying to yank this hand off. They push the hand and lean back. Okay. Once you guys are here, anchor that. Step back with your left foot. See how he just moved and now he's a lot lower than me? If you want, you can do that. You can push him too. Okay? Your hand slides down his arm, so both your hands are on his wrist, and then you just drive him down to the ground. To the ground, okay, to the ground. You don't go, it hurts. Okay? So we're here, hands are up, same thing. Establish the grip. Okay? Right on the meat of his thumb. Step back, and as you step back, you need him to move, boom. Okay? Boom here. And then look, all you do is you walk forward. If I was gonna be really mean, I would just drive his hand down and he would flip right there. But I'm just gonna be nice and we're gonna push him down. No different than after a throw. Keep the wrist control. Okay. Cheyenne grabs. Okay. I anchor on his hand. Okay. Power stance. Okay. Grab the thumb. Okay. Step back. Look, you need to pull him. If he's moving his foot, he's going to have a hard time hitting you, especially if you're hitting him at the same time. Come here, and then just look. Go slow. It's a wrist lock, okay? You can really jack each other's hands up. On 3. 1, 2. Got into monsters at the bar, like Josito over here. Okay? And he grabs my shirt, and the first thing he does when I feel him start to do this is he starts to turn his hand back in. Yeah, okay? So if I go this, natural reaction, go the other way, right? This hand's up. Look, I turn, and now what I'm gonna do, circle with that, is instead of grabbing the thumb meat here, I'm gonna use these 3 fingers, and I'm gonna grab his pinky, okay? Right below his pinky, okay? So instead of going here, pulling him this way, he fights it, comes back, I come back, not that one, okay? I come here and look. Doesn't matter if your thumb drives in, that's ideal. Just rest it right there. Okay? Rest it. Come here. And look, now I step back. And this, my local law enforcement is called the lightning bolt. Hey, Jose, look up at me. Jose, look up at me. Do it. I think he's been through this before. You take your shoulder and you just drive it into their face. Oh. Hey, look up and everyone's shoulder. Should pick someone new for that. Okay, so he just grabs me. I'm like, oh shit, I can't go this way. Maybe I can't turn that way. Maybe I got my friends over there, right? So I come over. Look, this arm still protecting my head. I know the body is exposed, but once you come over and you're here, look, it's the same as the other one. I step back and I pull my elbow down. Now, common is people turn too far. Then you'll end up in a chicken wing here. Okay. With this one, right here, is our prayer position. Isn't that awful? Did you say awesome? Awesome or asshole? I couldn't. Okay, so if you can't go to the outside or you feel his hand is turned in, boom. Switch to the other side. It's the same 3 fingers and the same thumb anchor. Hold it to your body. As I step back, my elbow comes down, my other hand meets, and we go. Lucas's mosque and we pray. All right, good. On 3. 1, 2. Guy is so strong, like Sam, okay? He works in a machine shop, okay? That I can't get this hand to budge or move with one of my hands, okay? Because before it was my body and my hand here, right? Here. Okay. But now I can't get it to move with the person who's that much bigger and stronger. Now we're going to use both hands, okay? We're going to use both hands. We're still going to keep our right arm in front of our face so we can deflect anything that potentially comes to my face. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is as I step through, I'm going to twist his arm with both hands. So don't overlap your hands. Okay? You grab here. I pick my knee up, and as I step through, right here is where it breaks. I'm going to fully guard all the way through. Easy finish here. You can just readjust. Straight arm lock on the elbow. Or if you can prop his arm up on both knees. Use your stomach. Okay, so you guys are here. 1 doesn't work, 2 doesn't work. There's just someone that's really big. So I lock my hand, I step through, and then I pull that arm all the way. So there's no gap between his ribs and my hip. Okay? From here, you can just pull up. You can switch your hand over and pull up, or you can prop his wrist up. Okay? And then we'll do what happens when he gets his posture, starts pulling his arm down. You guys got it? On 3.
All right, first person.
Okay. Now, so 1, stop the punches, isolate the arm. 2, this foot's gonna step, so my quad is on his hamstring. Okay? 3, anchor his hand. Okay? So we're here, he throws me into a headlock. Boom, I defend and I lock his hand down. Okay? Look, I have his hand, okay? You're gonna anchor this and step simultaneously. Okay? Step here, anchor this. Now I'm gonna look up and bring my hips forward, and as I do that, I'm gonna step back. See how I just broke my core apart? Okay. And then once I'm here, I just take my right leg and step up your choke. Okay, so, where you going? Okay, so 1, you feel the headlock coming, block any punches with your closest hand to your head. 2, reach for his forearm, suck it in. 3 and 4, step, anchor. You're gonna look up as you step back. Okay? If you look up and you stretch them out, now what happens when I take my second step back, I'm right here. You guys got it? So it's just 2 steps. One more time. Block the punch, isolate the arm, trap the hand, step forward, look up, step back. Second, 2 steps. Okay? On 3. 1, 2. Second headlock. You grab your head, lock his hands together, and start pulling you down. Okay? That's okay. You have a couple of options here depending on how far you're putting your head down. Option 1, put your leg right here. This hand is going to come over, and you're going to push his jaw over his far foot. Okay? Sometimes you'll use 2 hands until you get up, but once you guys get here, okay? So if I'm here and I can get my hand here, this knee is what makes this happen. I drive my knee forward with his hips. Hold it, Idris.
You want to try to hold this?
Yeah, go, hold. So this right here. Go. Not fun. Come here, Quest. Okay.
Hold it, man. Hold it.
So you guys are here. Remember, this leg is what breaks it. Okay? If you try to do this, just pushing his hand, fight with your head. Okay? It's gonna be. But the minute I put this leg here, blast everything apart. Okay? Let's do that one, then we'll go into some other options. On 3. 1, 2. What happens when they get really low? They bend over and they're really preventing you from getting your pump. You don't want to use your lower back and your neck any more than you have to. Okay? If someone holds you super low, so low that you can't get this hand goes behind. Okay? This hand can go right here on his lap, or it can go on his hip. Doesn't matter, but you still step this leg through. Okay? Hips forward. That leads your left. Okay? They hold on to your head, go down to your knees as you go. Okay? So we're here, and I can't get here. If he feels this and starts dropping really low, that's all right, look. 1, 2, or this hand can go here. Okay? Here is okay. I hip forward, lead with my hip. Okay? Break it. Bam! All right, guys, on 3. Sometimes they pull you really far down to the ground, past the point where you can even get your hips forward, or they're just Russians on steroids. Super yoked, super strong. Like my friend Idris here.
I'm gonna break you, motherfucker.
So when he gets here and he starts going down, getting a wider squat, better be. Okay? All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna block. Now, even if he holds on. Hold on. I'll give him a chest. 1 hand. 2. Frame. Till you get an arm.
No.
Isn't that awful?
It's beautiful.
You guys got it? Okay, all it is this. He's pulling your head down. Get your foot wide bucket. And as you sit down, your head will come up. And sometimes you'll ride it all the way over to mount. Sometimes you'll be inside mount. You'll have to step over. But if you can put one leg out and sit down, you can do this takedown. On 3. 1, 2.